Hey everyone, welcome back to another After Effects tutorial. Today we are going to create this. So let's get started. As usual, first create a new composition 1920 by 1080, 30 frames per second, it's called main comp. Now create second composition and it's called scene 1. Then create one more composition, it's called placeholder 1. Then create again one more composition and it's called frame 1. Now open placeholder 1 composition and drag your first image into timeline. Resize your image if required. Now go to frame 1 composition and drag placeholder 1 composition into the timeline. Then select rectangle tool and double click to create a perfect rectangle. And fill color none, and stroke around 35 pixel. Select shape layer and search drop shadow effect. Distance around 18. And softness around 30. And also change the opacity around 30%. Perfect. Now go to scene 1 composition. And drag frame 1 composition into the scene 1 timeline. Then go to the project window and duplicate the frame 1 comp multiple times. We have around 20 images, so I am going to duplicate 20 times. If you have more than 20 images, so you can duplicate frame 1 layers according to number of images you have, drag all frame comp into the timeline. I move all the frame comp into a folder, so that we can easily find our frame layers. Then select all the layers and convert into 3D layer. And then create a null layer, it's our scale layer. Now select all the frames layers and parent with null layer. Now select the null layer and hit S for scale, and down the scale value according to your composition. Now select all frame layers one by one and adjust all the layers like this. Select frame layers one by one and adjust them perfectly. So I am skipping this part so that you don't have to wait. After adjust all the layers, our composition look like this. We have added 5 more images, so that we achieved to look like this. Now create a new solid layer, and it's called background. Also turn on the 3D. Now create a new camera. I am using 35mm preset camera. Then create a null layer. And parent your camera with null layer. And also convert the null layer into 3D layer. Now select the null layer and hit P for position and R rotation. Then go to first frame of timeline, and add a keyframe on position and rotation. And slightly rotated the Z rotation. Also rotate the X and Y rotation. It's all depend on you, how you can animate your composition. I am just showing you example. change Z position closer to the camera, so that we can fully cover our composition. And also change the X position. Then go to few second forward, and slightly change the XYZ rotation. And little bit X position. Now we need to animate these frames. Randomly select few frames. I am change the color so we can easily identify our layers. Go to the first frame of timeline. Hit P for position, and change Z position closer to the camera. Then go to few frame forward, and change the Z position. As I said, I am just showing you example, you are free to do animate as you like. So now select our animated layers and randomly move them. Perfect, it's look good to me. After adjust randomly all frames layers, we need to change our images. So open frame composition, then go to project window, and duplicate the placeholder 1 comp. And replace with our timeline placeholder comp. Then open placeholder 2 comp, and change your image. Do the same with all frame layers. So I am skipping this part so that we don't have to wait. After replace all images, our comp look like this. Now select all position keyframes and ease them. Perfect. Now create a new point light. Change Z position little bit close to camera. Then create a new ambience light and change the intensity around 10%. Then select all animated frames layer. And open material option, and turn on cast shadow. Then select point light and open lights option. And change the shadow darkness around 20%. And shadow diffusion 50%. Perfect. Our scene 1 has complete. Go to the main comp and drag scene 1 composition into the timeline. Now go to project window and duplicate the scene 1 composition, then drag scene 2 comp into the timeline. Open scene 2 composition. Now we need to change all these frames. So go to project window, and duplicate the last number of frames comp. And replace with the first number of frame in timeline. Do the same with all frame comp layer. Again, I'm skipping this part so that the video doesn't go long. So here we replace all the frames comp layer. Now we need to change our image. So go to the first number of frame comp layer, and open it, then go to the project window and open placeholder folder. And go to the last number of placeholder, and duplicate it, then replace this placeholder with timeline placeholder. Do the same with other placeholder also. So again, I'm skipping this part so that the video doesn't go long. Here we replaced our all images. Now go to few seconds forward. And hit U to show keyframe. And delete all keyframe which we have animated with frames layer. And move all layer first frame of timeline. Now animate the position and rotation according to your choice. I am just showing you example, the choice is your. Now select the first layer, which we have to animate. Go to the first frame of timeline, and hit P for position and R for rotation. And add a keyframe, then go to few second forward, and animate the frame according to your choice. Animate the other layer as we animate previous layer. Again, I am skipping this part because the video does not have long. After animate all layers, it's look like this. Perfect, it's look good to me. Now create a new composition. It's called Mosaic Reveal. Then drag all frames composition into the Mosaic Reveal timeline. Then select first number of frame layer, and duplicate it. And change the mode normal to overlay. Again select second number of frames layer, and duplicate it, and change the mode normal to overlay. Do the same with all frames layer. Now create a null layer. Then select all the frames layers and parent with this null layer. And turn on the 3D layer of all layers. Select the null layer and hit S for scale, and scale down. Then select first layer, make sure select both normal and overlay layer. And move these both layer like this. Then select both frame 2 layers, and move below the first layer. Then select both 3 layers, and do the same with all layers. I am skipping this part so that you don't have to wait. After adjust all the layers, our composition something look like this. So now we need to animate this frames layers. So select randomly any frames layers. But make sure select both normal and overlay frames layer together. Again, I am skipping this part so that you don't have to wait. After selection, I am just change the layers color so that we can easily identify our layers, and move them together. Now select all the blue layers and hit P for position. Then go to around 1 second forward and add a keyframe. Then go to first frame and move your Z position unless our image goes out of the camera. Now select all the frame layers with normal mode. And hit T for opacity. Then go to the last keyframe of position. And add keyframe of opacity. And change opacity 0%. Then go to few frames backward and change opacity 100%. Now select the both frame 1 comp layer. And move offset little bit. Do the same with all animated frames layers. Now select these all layers, and hit U to show keyframes. Then select all keyframes, and easy ease them. Perfect, it's look good to me. Now create a new full HD composition. It's called main photo. Then drag your main mosaic reveal photo into the timeline. Now create one more composition, it's called final photo. This time we need to double size of the full HD composition, so change the dimension. Now open final photo composition. And drag main photo into the timeline. It's look like something this, and move the anchor point right bottom side. And scale the comp like this. Then go to again mosaic reveal composition. And drag final photo comp into the timeline. Then select final photo, right-click, go to transform and select fit to comp. Now duplicate the final photo as many times as our frame composition layers. Turn off this extra final photo comp layer. Then select second one final photo layer, and choose rectangle tool, and create a mask like this. Same with all final photo comp layer. This is taking too much time, so I am skipping this part so that the video does not have too long. Now go to few frame to second forward where our animation has stopped. Then select all final photo layers. And hit T for opacity. And change opacity 0%. And add keyframe. Then go to around 1 second forward, and change opacity 100%. You can move keyframe anytime, if you think your animation is not looking good as you want. So now our first part of mosaic effect is done. So now create a new full HD composition. It's called all mosaic reveal. Then drag mosaic reveal 1 into the timeline. Then go to project window and duplicate the mosaic reveal 1. And drag into the timeline, open mosaic reveal 2 comp. Then go to project window and duplicate the final photo comp. And replace it. Then select all final photo comp layer into the timeline. And replace with this final photo 2 comp. Now open Final Photo 2 Comp Layer, and move the anchor point left bottom side of composition. Now go to All Mosaic Composition, and select both layer and reduce scale 50%. Then select the first layer, and move top left corner of the composition. Then select second layer, and move top right corner of the composition. Now go to again Project window, and duplicate the Mosaic Reveal 2 comp. And drag into the timeline, do the same as we done with both previous layers. Then open Final Photo 3 Comp and move the anchor point, top right corner of the composition. Then go to All Mosaic Reveal, select the third layer and turn on 3D. And reduce the scale 50%. And move this layer left corner of the composition. Then go to again Project window and duplicate the Mosaic Reveal 3. Then drag into the timeline. Open Mosaic Reveal 4 Comp, now select all Final Photo 3 layers, then go to the Project window, and duplicate the Final Photo 3 Comp, and replace it. Open Final Photo 4 Comp layer, and move the anchor, top left corner of the composition. Then go to again All Mosaic Reveal Composition, select the fourth layer of Mosaic Reveal 4 layer, turn on 3D, reduce the scale size 50%, and move right bottom corner of the composition. Now select all layer and turn on Collapse Transforms icon. Perfect, it's look good to me. Now create a new composition. It's called Final Scene. Then drag all Mosaic Reveal Comp into the timeline. And also drag Main Photo Comp into the timeline. And move Main Photo Comp layer, when our Mosaic Reveal animation has stopped. And hit T for opacity and add keyframe, and change opacity 0%, then go to few second forward and change opacity 100%. Perfect. Now create a new solid background layer. And apply ramp effect. And adjust the ramp according to you. You can also use any other background. Now create a new camera. I am using 35mm preset camera. Make sure convert the both comp into 3D layer. Then select camera layer, and hit P for position. Then go to few second forward and add keyframe. Also turn on the collapse transform icon of both comp layer. And hit R for rotation. Now go to again first frame and add a keyframe on Z rotation. And change the rotation around -10 degree, then go to the last keyframe of the position, and change Z rotation 0 degree. Perfect, it's look good to me. Now go to Main Comp, and drag Final Scene Comp into the timeline. And move when our Scene 2 animation complete. Our animation has done. Hit 0 for render. Thanks for watching. I hope you like the video. If you like the video, please share it, like it, and subscribe our channel. For more tutorial, I'll see you in the next video.